Yo guys, what's going on? You already know Donny Fesky out here in the building. Been a minute doing this, but yeah, Daki said he wanted to be on the spot and they wanted to face a debate. You know how they always fight during reactions. They want to battle against themselves. So today, this is This or That on Gusto TV Africa. You already know what it's all about. Then we're right here today to battle it down between the 30BG and the Wizkid FC. And then it is a battle of the debut album. Right here in the box, we have written out Davido's OBO album and Wizkid Superstar, their first album that ever came out from both artists at the peak of their careers while they were, growing up. Right now, we have these two letters here, and then we have the 30BG fan, and then the Wizkid FC also seated, ready to sort this out, and then we pick or you guys pick the winner. Are you ready to rumble?
Yes, we're ready to rumble.
Alright, 30BG, go first.
Go! Okay.
And then FC. Alright, so you already know how it goes. The first 2 minutes, you give me points, to show that your album is a better debut album than the other Davido's 30 OBO and Wizkid Superstar album. So first 2 minutes, and then the other rounds will proceed as meant to be. So who goes first? 30BG FC, FC 30BG. Let's have you Wizkid FC Superstar album.
Should I go first?
Yes, please.
Well, it's fine. I like the fact that you allowed me to go first because it just means and shows that we came first. If you check out how the thing goes. So, okay, now let me put this through. Let me give you guys facts so that you understand that this is about facts of how this album is way better than the album. Alright, I'm coming. So now, if you want to go by statistics, the tracks on this album when it first came out got everybody on the loose. Every street, every corner of Lagos, of Ikeja, Abuja, anywhere you go to in Nigeria, these songs were being sung word for word. I can assure you of that. I didn't sing
it.
It's fine.
It's fine. You can get anything from that album.
There's no need to interrupt.
You can decide. He can decide to lie. Of course, he has that liberty to do so. But like I said, every track on this album, starting from the beginning all the way to the end, every single track. I don't want to mention names yet because we still have time to do other things. But yes, this album was the best that came out of Wizkid's career. The people still compare this album to the likes of Made in Lagos and because this album was the best. It was literally the best. And this is one of the albums. This is the album that made the likes of Davido, Burna Boy, and the upcoming guys to start looking at Wizkid as their role model. You know what that means? This guy is using this album to mentor the new cats. As at that time, I'm going to stop there for now.
All right, OBO, let's have you.
It's sad that they gave us 2 minutes, but all you did was in less than 1 minute 30 seconds, and that's because you never had any single fact to prove to your album was better. I'm going to start with this. The album is called Superstar album. So it was a very big shame because Wizkid prophesied Davido's coming with that album. It made us know that there was a superstar was going to come, and that was Davido. In 2012, Davido came through with the OBO project, an album that showed us who he is, that his father is a rich man. Wizkid album didn't show us who he is because obviously he was not a superstar. Let me remind you that album came under EM's project. Banky W was the one that actually single-handedly made the album where it is today, because obviously by Wizkid, that album was not going to go anywhere. Davido came on his own. No backup, no push, no godfather, nobody anywhere. The album came through, and obviously every single hit was it. Bro, there was nobody in Lagos, in Nigeria, in the world that did not know what Davido is. There was nobody that did not know. This album,
like this.
Shut up your mouth. I'm talking now. What's the problem? This album was an album that brought some superstars back to career. There's some people that at the point they to see it was already gone at that point, but then Davido was like, bro, let me help you. Come back to my album. Come and work with me on Back When. When Back When came, bro, everywhere was scattered. Be real was this project. Davido said, you're my cousin. Come, let me give you your biggest song. It came through. Period got a privilege to bring this album, and bro, that album was a big one. You talk about 2011. It's just because Wizkid actually came earlier, and obviously you came earlier, you should have the listen. But then when Wizkid came a year after, came and still surpassed you in the game, became bigger than you, have the bigger fan base than you in your space. It shows that you are a big. I want obviously to be sad to say Wizkid is a good artist basically, but obviously Davido has proven year in year out that when I do something, you always learn from me. And because obviously you could see that in Wizkid's song, after he did that, you have to quickly go back and sing another one again because Davido has increased the benchmark. Davido was the person that came through with 17 tracks. Wizkid just 17 track too, but check the last one as a bonus track because Wizkid only has 16 songs. But then he has to use one to compare as a bonus track. Davido gave us 17 full track, like songs were wasting everywhere. There was no point to come and say every part of song. Not like a part of song. We have all complete song in the project, and it was like that was the first time Davido was coming through, and then he had the 17 track. Wizkid was a backing W, was with scales. All of this could not even make him a 17 track song. He had to put in a bonus to show that there was no material for a good song.
All right, thank you very much, for the first points you guys laid. So, Superstar album, what do you have to say?
Okay. This guy has capped a lot.
Please,
like, bro, I wish we had a cap.
Talk about your album.
Going to talk about
Don't leave my talk.
No. First of all, you made a very huge mistake by telling me that because the Wizkid had 17 tracks and you had 17. Is it not shameful for you? I made the benchmark. All you did was try. You struggled to make 17. Now, wait, let me finish. Allow me to finish. Allow me to finish.
But you made 16 tracks.
I made a benchmark for you. I made a benchmark for you. And you had to make sure that you get to it. You could not even surpass it. Even after seeing that this guy did, you could not surpass. You know why? Because there's no content. Now I'm going there. You mentioned one thing. You said this. You mentioned, he said this album was being globally sang. Everybody can sing Davido. You said everybody can sing Davido. Okay. That's what you said. Exactly, because that is the only track that people can remember. That is the only track.
Were you deaf when I said backward? Were you deaf when I said backward? Were you deaf? Were you deaf when I said backward? Did I not say backward? Did I not say backward? You cannot remember backward. Who can remember backward?
I can't. Can you remember?
Because you don't even know music now. Do you even know some of your own album?
Sing backward. Sing backward.
Bro, the song is back. I don't
you
think
can
it's
sing
backward.
it. But you know how many songs I can sing of
From where?
I can sing.
Bro, what are you
like
saying?
7 tracks here.
Bro.
And when I start singing it, you say we're gonna feed you.
Sing it now. It's not your time. What's my problem?
I want to celebrate what you gonna do tonight. Forget. You sitting in the corner, turn down. But why do they want me? You can't sing any track in that other album. It is only. Any dude that you can sing, what's that of him? That's the only track you can sing.
That was never a song. That was never a song.
That's imagine.
You see the problem. That's because it shows that you don't even do anything. Try to say Enuduro was on this project.
It means only one thing. You know what it means? It means that Olamide's Enuduro was stuck in my head way better than this, whatever you call that, bro. This album brought everybody to their toes. Every artist started singing, but bro, even Davido said it himself that I went somewhere and I saw Wizkid and I was looking at Wizkid and I said, I need to be like this guy.
He went somewhere in Lagos. He went somewhere in Lagos. He went somewhere in Lagos.
Davido, how you bring somebody's role model to come and be compared?
You're just a very different person.
Come on now.
Only a stupid person. Listen to me. Only a stupid person will put his mouth to say it because Davido was in the US. Davido was born in the US. Davido was born in the US. When this album came out, instantly all the US folks usually shut up and listen to me now. Instantly all the US folks started listening to the song because it was brought up there. Those guys really love the song. Wizkid's song took about 8 years to get to the US. And what about this one? What are you saying?
Cap, 8 years.
What's the point?
Bro, cap.
He has to take the word of backing of you to where this album is a good album. Let me remind you something. Great now. When they did the show in Lagos, which was song, he had to cover Wiki like an animal, covered him to bring to the stage to show that, bro, Wiki is as upcoming as any other person is. That's how much they've done influence in the industry. Davido is one person that this album was a benchmark for all every song. I made a point. I said this album brought people career back to life. Who are they? I said Netosi. I mentioned about B-Red. I mentioned people that
this album motivated people.
That people came back to that. This album brought people back to that. Brought people stable. This album made sure that people to today they are still eating for this project. On this album, nobody. As a matter of fact, people that work on this album. People that are all fighting now. Today, Wizkid and backing up that helped his career. They're no more in good terms. Today, Wizkid and Skills are no longer in good terms.
Bro, you just copy. You just say translate. See, I want to end with this. And this album, this album could not do well. That Davido had to go and steal it from his father. He went to go and steal his father's TV to promote the album.
Guys, please,
Superstar, bro. Superstar, best album anyway.
I allowed in cap. This album was an album that made us to discover that Wizkid was a terrible liar like Ebube. What do I mean? Wizkid came out to say about this album how he was suffering and all of that. Wizkid father came out to say at the time Wizkid started was a local government chairman working with the APC. It shows that Wizkid is as big as a liar as Ebube, because obviously when you know two liars, you can never support you are not. Like, see, you cannot be you are not. Basically, I can't be a Davido fan and lie because we don't lie. We say it should as it is. But then obviously your role model is lying, and then your role model is someone that your role model went like okay. Let's wait. 2011 to 2023, you had the longest span of year. But then this 2023, you are as good as Sheyi Vibes, you are as good as Blash Punda in 2023. Davido at the African Award 2023 scanned almost everything, six nominations. At the MTV Award, got nominations. Your GOAT that was in 2011 that you said had longer year that people could have even seen him in 2023 is as irrelevant as any other artist in the industry. That is how to prove to you that Davido is he has longevity, he has content, and he has good song to prove. His son died, he came back again and gave us good song to listen to. Wizkid has been singing, but yes, gave us trash to listen to last year.
Alright, guys. I'm sure you heard both points. Wizkid FC Superstar. 30BG OBO album Omo Baba Olowo vs
Best
Superstar.
album,
Which album
Best album.
was the best debut album
I'm gonna tell you
ever since no music came
Them
through
go feel it.
in Lagos, Nigeria? Guys,
them
let
go
us
feel
know
it.
what
Them
you
go feel
think
it
in the
for
comment
them go
section.
feel it.
And definitely if you have a winner, you drop them in the comment section.
Guys,
I will catch you guys on the very next one. See you guys.
This is the project. This is the album.
So you should
Guys, this is the album.
Don't tell. Funke.